What's up, guys? Welcome to a new episode of the Plug Talk Sports Show. We are right on cue, 9 p.m. It's a great Monday to have you guys. We have special guest Alex Windley here today. She writes for Lemon City Live, talks about some Inter Miami, does some great sports talk. So, Alex, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, yeah. Hi, I'm Alex Windley. I'm a writer, analyst, reporter. I cover Inter Miami for Lemon City Live and other outlets. I cover the team analytically, tactically, whatnot. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I'm happy to be here.
Great. Awesome. So, if you guys want to check out some great reporting, go check out her work and what she talks about for Inter Miami. As for these guys, you know Daniel Torres, Isaac, the usual suspects. What's up, fellas?
What's up, man? You guys got your plugs of the week?
Surviving.
We're ready to go, man. I hope you guys got some good ones. We'll start it off. Danny, what was the best thing you saw this week? Talk to me.
Honestly, not to be salty or anything, but that an NBA MVP could get swept. That's the best thing I saw.
Damn.
I didn't think it was possible, but, the NBA where amazing happens.
Danny taking shots off the beginning. I love to see it. Isaac, what'd you see, bro?
Well, what I saw was UFC 263. Overall, that was my plug of the week, right? Overall, I think it was a good card. The main card was good, but the main fight, Israel Adesanya versus Marvin Vettori. Vettori, after getting his ass beat the last, 5 rounds, he still told Adesanya post-fight that he thought that he won. So he's my shameless plug of the week.
Yeah, it's always tough when you got some salty fighters.
Yeah, it's like, come on. It doesn't take an expert to know. He won unanimously at Adesanya, so he defended his belt. But anyway, specifically, like, plug of the week in that card was Brandon Moreno. 3 years ago, he got cut from the UFC after going 0-2. And then he went on a rampage, and now he's the champion at flyweight. So that was my plug of the week.
Nice, bro.
Yeah.
If you ever want to listen to some UFC talk, Isaac.
Yeah, bro. I could talk forever about that, bro. All the storylines, all that.
I just got the best takes in town. What'd you see, Alex?
So for my plug of the week, I'm gonna go with some tennis. Novak Djokovic coming back from 2 down to Stefanos Tsitsipas at the French Open. It's crazy because Novak is like 34 and Stefanos is like 22. So the fact that Novak is, getting up there in age and still able to dominate tennis like that, it was really it was awesome to see. But I felt bad for Stefanos, but Joker is one of the greatest of all time. So there's no shame in losing to him.
Yeah, and I mean, Joker beat Nadal the round before on clay.
That's right.
That was crazy.
Like you don't see that. And I think Rafa won the first set, didn't he?
Yeah.
Took the first set, and Joker just comes back, and wins 3 in a row. That's so tough.
That hurt, man.
Being in that position, like you said, Tsitsipas is a great young, Greek tennis player, but he's still not there yet. You want to beat the Joker, you have to be perfect in all facets.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that was a good plug. I like that. I like that tennis installation. We usually don't cover tennis, guys.
Yeah.
We gotta get on our tennis talk. Alex is opening our eyes. But my plug of the week, man, I don't know if you guys saw it. Today's game, Czech Republic versus Scotland. Patrick Schick scored 2 goals, and the first one was a nice header off a corner, and the second one was an absolute beauty. I told Danny it was the best goal of the tournament so far. Yeah. And Danny says that Yarmolenko's goal for Ukraine, he came in on the left foot and swung it around the keeper, was better, but
had more meaning to it.
Well, I mean, you can't have more meaning. They won 2-1, and he scored both goals. So,
yeah, but he helped Ukraine mount a comeback when they're down 2-0.
Yeah, I know, but they didn't end up winning the game.
But it still made it entertaining.
Yeah, I guess so, man. But you don't see the goal that Schick scored. He from midfield, he
Steven,
lobbed the
don't
ball
start
over
with
and
me.
puts it like perfectly top bins over the keeper. It was beautiful, beautiful goal. Badass. So with that, we'll talk about the worst thing, the shameless plugs. What'd you guys see? Talk to me, Isaac. What was the worst thing you saw?
Well, the worst thing, I had already said it. My bad. I let out the cat out of the bag early, but it was Marvin Vittori, just getting his ass beat. All 5 rounds for middleweight against the middleweight champion in Adesanya, and still thinking that he won after that. It's just like, look, if you guys watch the Israel Adesanya and Paulo Costa fight, it was almost same thing. Except in this one, this last fight, the contender went all 5 rounds instead of getting TKO, right? So you get like these really big buff guys, like a Jake Paul or a Logan Paul, and that the muscles are great. But the thing is, like in MMA, it takes more oxygen for those muscles to recover and like really go for that takedown or, use all that energy. So you get a guy like Vittori, Israel Adesanya is a very technical fighter. He'll throw like feints at you. He'll make you think twice. And if you're this big power puncher, later in the rounds, your body starts to get tired. You can't find that 1-2, your rhythm for your jab. If that jab doesn't work, then you can't really counter. So it's like, Israel is just a smart fighter. And like I said, Vittori, I went on a little rant there. I'm sorry. But
No,
Vittori,
I like that, man. I like
yeah,
that.
awesome.
This is rant. This show is rant.
True.
I mean,
Um,
one thing I'll add to that, Isaac, is that this guy's talking that he should have beat Adesanya, and he goes to decision. How often does the decision go to the contender? Not the champion.
Exactly.
If you're going all the way, you're not, visibly destroying the dude or knocked him out, you're not gaining the belt.
And that's why Adesanya, like you see him in the 4th and 5th round where he has Vittori rocked. Like he's not even trying to go for that extra, jab, extra knockout punch, because it's like he already has it in the bag, with the points and stuff. Because like you said, it's going to decision.
Yeah.
So
it's technical fighting, bro. I've seen Floyd Mayweather do it way too many times.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Alex, talk to me. What was the worst thing you saw?
I think this one's a bit obvious. Christian Eriksen collapsing on the pitch.
Don't worry. We're gonna get into that.
Yeah, I wasn't at home. I was at this week's the Seaquarium with my family, but my phone was blowing up and everyone was texting me, and my heart, it sank literally because it was so scary. Like I shed tears even because the guy is 29. He's in peak professional fitness, and for him to just collapse like that, it was just I've got no words because it was so scary, and I was praying for him, and thank God he was resuscitated and whatnot. Even the Danish doctor said that they lost him at one point, so I'm just happy for him, his family, the Danish national team, that he was able to survive that, because it was definitely a scary moment, something that I don't want to happen again, like ever.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, me and Danny were talking about it. We actually, had a segment dedicated to it that we're going to bring it up. But now that you bring it up, I mean, it's a great topic of discussion. And how you said that, we're dumbfounded and at a loss for words, because we've never really seen that before. It's never taken place. And when me and Danny were talking on the phone, earlier before the show, there was a lot of people, just talking about the cameraman and the production work of ESPN, leaving the cameras and showing stuff that they shouldn't have shown. So what do you think about that, Alex?
I've heard a lot of conflicting reports that it wasn't necessarily ESPN controlling the TV line, but at the minimum they should have cut to the studio, did something. His teammates had to literally form a wall around him with sheets and a couple of finished flags. But yeah, it was just poor from the television feed fault, because the guy was on the ground literally dead at one point, and they kept zooming in to his wife and everyone that was close to him. It was just poor all around, honestly.
So there's two, and like I told Steven on the phone call before the show, there's two sides of it. The one side is that should have never been shown on TV because that's a private moment, especially his wife who is literally in tears on the field. That's just, you don't want to see that. It's a private moment. Especially when they started showing the guys getting CPR, like you immediately need to cut the feed. But from a producer's standpoint and being closely related and working with that, and this includes everyone that's inside the stadium, nobody, the cameramen, the producers, people in the stadium, nobody knew what exactly was going on. Nobody knew the severity of it. So I can understand why a producer would say, "Oh, keep on filming." Don't get, because if you noticed, after they saw him on the floor getting CPR, they kept it at a wide shot of the entire field. They didn't really go necessarily close to showing his body again. But the point that they, took a tight shot right into his wife and close up, that should have never. They should have kept it at the wide shot and should have never taken, a tight close up shot of the wife. That should have never happened. Or like you said, Alex, just go to the studio, cut the feed, and say that we'll be back. They put a programming from the network and just come back to the studio whenever we have an update.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I personally didn't see it. I wasn't watching the game at that time, but what, it's just unprecedented that, a player, something that severe happens to a player on the field. So, at one hand, it's understandable that, A, the cameraman just didn't know what to do, and B, neither did the producers. So, they it's always just, players might be dehydrated, pass out on the field, and, they just keep recording them and what's going on. But once they see the defibrillators are coming on the field and, they see all that extra, stuff that you never want to see on a field going on, family and everything, they just had to cut it off and go somewhere else. And that's obviously why the game was, suspended. And I don't think they should have played the game that day. What do you guys?
I agree.
Yeah.
Now that's another topic I want to ask you guys, because a tweet from Taylor Twellman that I saw earlier today, and Michael, who's the goalkeeper, had something to say as well. He happened to say that UEFA gave them an alternative. The alternative is they go back, finish the game that day, play 50 minutes, or they go back the next day and play 50 minutes as well, or they forfeit the match 3-0. And Taylor Twellman was speaking about how he thought that was a big disrespect and UEFA should be ashamed of themselves for giving Denmark that alternative and tell them that they need a forfeit if they don't play that 50 minutes. Do you guys see that as disrespectful by UEFA?
That sounds like a big slap in the face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
Big time.
Yeah, for coming from UEFA, they're not good. End of like they're corrupt through and through. So it doesn't shock me that they gave them that choice. Honestly, if I was Denmark, I would have waited another day and played it the next day. None of the players were in the condition to go out on the pitch after that. Like, it was hard to watch, honestly. It was just sad all around.
Yeah. I saw some of the players from Denmark warming up, before they were getting ready to resume the game. And a lot of the guys were in tears warming up. Like they're visibly sobbing and sad and in tears trying to warm up before playing a game. How do you get that done? You just don't. Like, I understand that Eriksson, came back and he was able to tell them and, convey a message that he was okay. He wants them to play. But after seeing that happen in front of you and, seeing the point of view that they had that none of us had because they were inside of that circle, I just can't imagine going on to play another game that day.
Yeah.
They were in no mental state to resume that game.
Yeah. That was insane. One of the I don't know, crazier instances that you'll see. I mean, thank God that he came out okay and the defibrillator was on the scene and he literally came back to life. I mean, one of the craziest instances that you'll ever see on a sports pitch, and so fortunate that it had the result that it did.
I have an aspect to a point of view to bring up to you guys. Do you think that, and I'm not saying this could be it. I'm just bringing up a point of view. I don't know whether, because it was indeed a cardiac arrest. I don't know if Christian Eriksen has an underlying heart condition or just an underlying condition in general. But this is something to think about. I mean, do you guys think that, like, they had a short off season coming into this year because of everything with COVID? And then coming into this would be a normal regular season, full normal regular season, where, again, due to the lack of that break that they had, you have training, you have games in the middle of the week, whether it's cup games or Champions League, and then the weekends you have league games, and then international breaks, or you're back with your national team, and now you're in another tournament with the Euros. Do you think these athletes are performing at high intensity levels, and with a lack of a break like that, do you think that it could have an effect on, for example, Christian Eriksen in this instance, effect on the heart, where you're just pushing your body and your heart's a muscle, you're just pushing that muscle so intensely and so hard with the lack of that rest, the lack of that break, that it finally just gives out and you just fall into a cardiac arrest?
I mean, yeah, I'm not a doctor, but that could be possible, and we've seen in other sports too, like the NBA. Jamal Murray, all the stars in the NBA that before the playoffs started were injured by the end of the season, because of the shortened off season, right? So I don't know, that could be a possibility, but shame on the production team. There's no excuse, I think, to be panning, camera towards his family in that moment. It's a private moment. And I think, like, we can't control what's happening now. We can't go back in the past and fix it sometimes, but we can always improve. So maybe it's a big lesson to a lot of, like us, like young journalists, young, producers out there.
No, definitely. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, so as far as that goes, what Daniel said, I do think that this congested schedule it's a lot on players, but for Christian Eriksen, also he's one of, according to a couple of reports I've seen, he was one of the players that ran the most for Inter. Even when he was at Tottenham, he was just the players that ran the most on the squad. So he's a guy that likes to run and exhaust his body a lot. So it could have an effect, but right now I'm reading that the Tottenham cardiologist said he had no abnormalities when the players took EKG tests. So it could very well be an underlying issue, but I do agree that the schedule congestion, it's a lot. And I think, and there's reports that FIFA wants to, like have the World Cup every 2 years and the Copa America every other. So it's just a lot on the players, and COVID, it has a lot to do with that. So it's just an unfortunate situation, really.
Yeah, I feel like we ask so much of them, and don't respect their time off, man. Because every time your favorite sport is in the off season, the only thing you can wait for is for it to resume again. And everyone's always wanting to extend the season, or make people play more games, and that's what the fans want to see. But the players in reality just can't take it. I mean, if they're playing in the summer with their national teams, those guys don't have a break all year long. And summer is soccer is one of the most, energy wasting sports of just running all the time, being back and forth. And it takes such a toll on your physical health that you need that rest and you need to be off for a few months.
And what's the crazy part about it is that they basically only have a month off, if you think about it, because most of these clubs start into preseason training camp, getting back in the gym, or like a lot of these European teams. I mean, we didn't have it last summer because of COVID, but a lot of these European teams, big clubs, start their preseason in July. So you only have towards the legit 1 month, and they come to a lot of times to the United States to play in the International Champions Cup. And they're in the preseason, going from city to city here in the United States to play a couple matches for preseason. And then once that tournament is done in the off season, you're starting the regular season. So you basically only have a month to rest your body.
Yeah. It's just too much.
Yeah.
They ask for too much of them.
That's why I'm here talking on the stream,
Exactly. It's people like us the reason why they gotta run so much and waste so much energy.
Yeah, you know what? I'd rather be here in this chair talking about with you guys and having some Chick-fil-A on a Friday sometime, and not being told to run. I love the sport with all my heart, but I'd rather be here talking to you guys.
Yeah. A little lazy. I think we all feel you, Danny.
Yeah,
But going into that, William.
Wait, hold up. I never got to say my worst thing.
Yeah.
Tell me, Danny. Tell me, Mr. Daniel. What was the worst possible thing that you saw, Mr. Daniel Torres?
The worst thing I saw this week, and I just felt like I had to say it because it was the worst thing I saw this week. It was a very cringe moment, but it was a very funny moment at the same time. Did you guys, and I don't like to get into this on any of our platforms, but did you guys happen to see Joe Biden get out of his car going to the plane and say he got bit by a mosquito? And he goes to the press, he's like, "Watch out for the cicadas," and he just touched his neck, and then he turned away from the press and just starts jogging away. And I was like, he just told us to watch out for a couple mosquitoes and then just start jogging away.
Yeah.
Send me that video.
That sounds like
I actually haven't seen that.
Or post it.
It was a very confusing moment for me. I wasn't really sure what was going on. I mean, why couldn't you just say mosquito? I had to look up what a cicada was.
Yeah, I mean,
aren't they like?
I feel like everywhere. These cicadas.
Yeah. There's like something going on with them.
Yeah, there's something going on with them. I've seen them like all over Twitter and TikTok.
Cicadas?
And, you haven't seen that? I've seen people like punching these things.
Punching them?
Isaac, find me a video of someone hitting a cicada, bro.
Oh man, I was looking for a picture of one of them.
Danny,
I heard like people like cook them too. Like that's
cook them.
Yeah, a bit much. I've seen it on like Twitter. I was like, it's a bit much. Not for me.
Well, anyways, it was the worst thing because I thought it was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Look at that.
Look at that thing, man.
You're telling me,
bro? You can legit if that thing is in the air, like you can look at it.
You're gonna punch this thing,
bro? If that thing is flying in 5 feet of my general vicinity, I am sucker punching that thing right in the wing. No question, bro. Look at that. I don't want that anywhere near me.
No.
I've seen the videos, bro. Those things just flying around. Nasty, bro. Nasty cicadas.
But it was just funny. It was just funny because he gives you that normal face that he gives you all the time. Like, watch out with the cicadas. And he just went like that to his neck. And then he just turned around and started jogging. And I was like, and everyone was just trying to ask him a question. Mr. President, and he's just talking about mosquitoes, just turned around and started running. And everyone's like, where are you running to?
Go. He's got places to go, man. People to see. He's running to see people.
Yeah.
Good times, man. Good times. Well, Danny, thank you for your talk about cicadas and President Biden. I'm going to try to bring it back into some sports now. We're doing a little more soccer talk. And let's discuss the Euros, man. We gave our predictions last week. We have gone through almost a full match day. Tomorrow there's still some good games going on, and I see Danny kissing his badge and cheering his badge. And they were the only team to draw 0-0.
That's right.
Sweden. So, Mr. Daniel, I see you kissing your badge and very happy about Spain.
Explain yourself.
Tell me why you're happy, please.
Well, look, I'm always going to be happy. I'm always going to rep not only the United States national team, but La Selección Española. Mm-hmm. And right here, the little star, that means we've won a World Cup for anyone that didn't know. And yes, in recent times, 2010, to any of you Argentinas and all these people from that won in 1978 when you weren't alive. Look, here's the thing. The 2018, here's the thing. The 2018 Spain World Cup roster is so much better than what, I don't even want to say the word, but la mierda that we have on the field right now. Because listen, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like Galileo would say, here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta connect it. Like right now, you guys have the picture in my mind. I got a bunch of like numbers and equations going through my mind. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Spain has been lacking a number 9 for such a long time. Even when they won the World Cup, yes, they had David Villa, who was an animal and scored and came through for them in that tournament, is now the all-time leading goal scorer for Spain. But they've been lacking that one player where they can say, like, let's say, for example, a Portugal. They can say, look at Cristiano Ronaldo. We don't have that type of, like, prolific goal scorer threat. We don't. Everyone on that team this year is like a 5'2" midget. And, like, there's no aerial threat. Like, if we have any sort of corner kick, there's nothing. There's no Sergio Ramos. There's no Gerard Piqué. There's no height. None at all.
Morata's supposed to be a threat in the air, isn't he? He's like 6 feet tall. That's
Steven,
tall enough in soccer to be a threat in the air. But tell me I'm wrong.
Steven, no, you're right. You're right for the first time in history.
Thank you, Danny. I appreciate it.
This guy was in front of goal today I can't even say it. En los pantalones se cagó. Like, this guy, bro, he doesn't know where to go. He started off in Real Madrid. He went to Juventus. Then he went back to Real Madrid. From Real Madrid, he went to Chelsea. Then from Chelsea, he said, you know what? I'm tired of Real Madrid. Let's go try the other team across the next street. He went to Atletico de Madrid. From there, it didn't work out for him, so he ends back at Juventus. This guy doesn't know where to go. You know why? Because he can't finish in front of the goal. My abuela can finish in front of the goal. She hit it with her walker into the goal before Morata puts it in the back of the net. Like, it's ridiculous. Luis Enrique, you know why he doesn't work? Because he used to coach Football Club Barcelona, and look at la mierda that they are now. It may all make sense. It all makes sense. A Barcelona coach leading the team, and look what happens. And then, how are you going to call up? Look, I understand that Real Madrid players, they weren't that good this year. If you had to pick one, okay, like Nacho Fernandez, and no one who's watching this that doesn't know soccer is gonna be like, why would Spain pick someone with the name Nacho? Like, that sounds ridiculous. But it's just like, when Nacho Fernandez is your best player, obviously there's a reason not to pick players from Real Madrid. But like, I would have somebody like a Marco Asensio or Lucas Vasquez come on instead of Alvaro Morata. Like, what happened to Iago Aspas? Like, Aspas has been a good scorer for that Spanish national team. Or what happened to Diego Costa? What happened to him? Like, where were these guys at when they were making this list? Did they just call and say, I don't want to be part of the Spanish national team this year, or I'm on an off year? Because if Morata was the best thing that you come up with, then we have lots of work to do. And my final thought, and it is that Spain will make it past this group. But you know what? I think that in the first knockout game, they'll be knocked out of the tournament because they're not aggressive enough. And as always, they want to tiki-taka themselves all the way into the back of the net and don't have fuerza to shoot from the outside and score a goal. No, they want to play little tic-tac-toe Legos. And, like, do you guys remember Phil Jackson's triangle offense? This is what Spain does. It's triangle all the way till they walk into the goal. Y eso ya se cagó. It's not working anymore. People know how to ruin it. It's not working anymore. We need to move on from it. And the Spain team is not strong enough, and that's my point.
Wow. Great rant, Danny. I knew you had something in you when I saw you kissing your badge. So thank you for that. The only thing I want to add.
I thank you guys. You guys can put a review on Rate My Professor, and thank you for joining MMC 1102. I appreciate you guys coming to my TED Talk.
Professor Danny, you're correct, man. Spain's got no number 9s, no strikers. Gerard Moreno is by far looked a lot more dangerous than Morata when he came on. I don't know why he didn't start. And yeah, I can make 55 jokes about Morata, but you know, in the case of keeping this going, we'll bring up some more games, bro, because you know it's kind of sad. Spain goalless draw to Sweden, locked up by Victor Lindelof and company. Shout out to Isaac and Manchester United. But We'll keep it going, man. They got a great matchup tomorrow, France versus Germany.
Mm.
That game is going to be spicy and enticing.
I just want to give a round of applause to my man, El Gato, Karim Benzema. Guy just completes this French national team. I think he is the key why France can go on to win this tournament, because you put him alongside Antoine Griezmann and Kylian Mbappe, and just look, it was a Ferrari before. Those two forwards up there in the front, it was a Ferrari before. You throw Karim Benzema into the mix, this is a freaking Bugatti Veyron now. Like, that's what it is now.
Hardest group too. Like, they're in the Germany, Portugal, France group, so at least 3 of them will make it out. But
I think Germany gets the 3rd place spot. But if this was just 2 teams making it out, I don't have Germany making it out.
Yeah, it don't make sense. I feel like Germany's the weaker team as well. Another game I want to talk about. Did you guys see the England versus Croatia matchup?
Yes, I did.
I did.
Home.
Yeah.
Alex, talk to me about that one. I've heard Danny too much. Take a seat back, Danny.
I woke up. I think that was a 9:00 game. So I woke up.
9 a.m.
Yeah, I woke up early for that one. I was intrigued to see England. I was curious to what Southgate was, who he was going to pick for the starting 11, and my man Jordan Pickford, Everton's number 1. He got the starting goal, so got to give props to him. But yeah, England, they've got a strong squad.
Sorry to interrupt you. Did you expect him to start in goal?
No, but I think Dean Henderson is injured, so Jordan got the start. Yeah, Pickford's been a little iffy sometimes with Everton. He has a mistake in him, so yeah, so
a little iffy.
Yeah, but yeah, England has a good squad, but Gareth Southgate played 2 DMs against Croatia, which is understandable, but going forward in this group for them, they should definitely not play Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice together, even though Calvin Phillips had a great game as a central midfielder.
Man of the match.
Yeah, he played brilliant. It was a great performance by him. I'd like to see someone else get the start. Literally, who do they have on their bench right now? Jude Bellingham, Jack Grealish, Henderson even. I know he's a Liverpool guy, but like anyone but 2 DMs. Like, England is too talented to be doing that. And my boy Phil Foden, I know he's not an Evertonian, but
Alex, dude,
I've got a soft spot for City for several reasons. I can explain it later, but Phil Foden is a baller. And even with his blonde hair, he played super well. Nearly had a goal too. So yeah, I like England. Hopefully they get through.
Don't get Steven started, please. And you know why he turned his hair blonde? You know why he turned his hair blonde? Because he was tired of wearing the color blue. Because he wears that blue, just like Manchester City, they can't finish.
Didn't Raheem Sterling score?
Yeah, Raheem Sterling did score.
Yeah.
Raheem Sterling scored more goals than any player from Spain.
But you know what? Raheem Sterling is what you call an honorary member. Have you guys ever seen these people that get an honorary degree from a university? Like, they didn't really go there, but they got honored by getting a degree from the university. That's what Raheem Sterling is to Manchester City. Barely plays, but every now and then he gets 1 goal and they say, "Hey, you're still part of the team."
I mean, I was surprised he started, honestly. I saw him in the lineup. I was like, what? Fun fact, story time. I was out of town in St. Petersburg this weekend. And I've taken up golf. No, not Russia, St. Petersburg. Just a little bit south of Tampa. And I go to a golf shop because I've taken up golf now. And I started talking to some dude with what I thought was an Australian accent. So then when he introduced himself, I asked him, "Hey, man, where are you from?" He tells me, "Oh, I'm from Manchester." And I was like, "Bro, you are my guy." So I asked him the question, City or United? And this man looks me dead in the eye and he tells me, Everton.
Oh, wow.
I was like, what?
Hey, I like him.
Full circle.
I was like, what? Are you serious? So, older man, he tells me he grew up in his 60s and in England in the 60s. That's when Everton was like the best club in England and, dominating the league and all this kind of stuff. So, I mean, I guess the guy was a bandwagon, but Everton fan. He's still through and through. But what he told me was something else. He told me was weird. He goes on to tell me that he thinks Jack Grealish is the best midfielder in the world.
Wow. Wow.
And I was having a great conversation with the guy. Had some great takes, talking to me about some great stuff. And he just tells me that story, and I was like,
well, it all makes sense. That's why it all makes sense. That's why he's an Everton fan.
Oh my God.
Hey, we have hummus.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we gave it to you off of our Weight Watchers program.
Oh my God.
Oh man. But yeah, I just thought that was so interesting for someone to just say Jack Grealish was the best midfielder in the world. I've been thinking about that for a while because I just blew my mind. But guy has every right to think it. Go ahead, to each his own.
It's a free country.
There's about like 15 to 20 guys I'd put ahead of him, but kudos to him.
I think there's probably a bit more.
Yeah. Like a lot more, but whatever.
Isaac's probably a better midfielder.
CDM.
Isaac said he scored a hat trick at his Futbolito tournament this weekend.
Listen, Alex. Actually, I heard that.
I did.
Isaac was out there recklessly doing slide tackles and everything, taking people's ACLs out.
Yeah, it was very reckless. Thank God I had no cleats on. It was an indoor facility. And hey, man, I fouled the guy and I stopped the play, or he scores. So I just ran as fast as I could, and I did it. I did a little slide tackle right at the front of his foot, and
hold on, let me get into this.
Very reckless, Sergio Ramos style.
Let me know. I'm going to tell Alex who you really are. You see, through this screen, he looks very intimidating. When you meet Isaac for the first time, he's got big muscles and all, but he's not. He's a little teddy bear is what he is. Yeah, he seems all big and whatnot, but he's a teddy bear. So when I have to see this for real in person, when I hear him that he's all being bad and slide tackling people, I don't see it. I don't see it because, again, you see him, he can't even walk through the door. I mean, I used to work with him at FIU. This guy would have to walk through the door sideways. Because his muscles are so thin.
That's KJ
I've heard stories of Isaac benching like 500 pounds or something like that. I don't know.
Maybe back in 2015 or something.
Oh wait, you're serious?
No.
I was like, what?
Not even.
I was about to be. Yeah. What kind of?
No, I got into like bodybuilding after high school, but I did it for like maybe 3 years, and then I stopped. So
I was gonna ask you, were you going to the same Dr. A-Rod was?
Ooh, I like that. No.
Some HGH.
John Jones
is a natural.
my guy. Huh?
Isaac is a natural soldier. Please let him be.
Yes.
Yeah, full natty.
Yeah, but I agree with Danny. Isaac, you're a nice dude. I can't imagine you just going out, seeing a dude from behind, and wanting to take out his ACL or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't do it again. I'm new there, right? It was like my first time being there, and I'm like, I don't want to piss everybody off, but I ended up scoring.
You did anyways.
Yeah, because I scored 3 goals after that.
This is usually how it goes, Alex. I'm the most talkative. Then it comes Steven, and then Isaac's very quiet. He says he doesn't piss anybody off. But a lot of times, Isaac's quietness and reservedness pisses me off. Because I want him to fight back. I want him to talk shit. And then when he's just sitting there with that swole-ass face you see he's got on right now, like, it pisses me off. I'm like, yo, say something.
Honestly, that's me sometimes.
When he's talking garbage, when this guy over here in the blue shirt, he's been wearing that blue shirt for like 3 weeks since Man City lost the final. But every time he's sitting there just talking garbage, and I'm like, hey, isn't that right, Isaac? Isaac doesn't say a word. I'm like expecting this guy to come in and have my back, but this guy doesn't say anything.
Yeah, bro, because Isaac's got my back, man.
It's nothing personal, At least he's like in the vicinity. I'm United. He's City. We're in the same kind of location. So
this show,
we see eye to eye.
You're just a hater, Danny. I said we're gonna be nice today, bro.
This show is.
Isn't that what you said, Steve?
I'm gonna tell Lemon City Live right now. This show is over, and we're gonna sell each part of Plug Talk Sports. I take the P. Steven will take the L, and you know what? Isaac can take the U, and then we'll decide whoever gets the rest of the letters to this brand.
Danny, you're fired, bro.
I created this. What are you talking about?
That's it, man. brother. Let's please, if we can bring it back together now. I would like to move into our next topic. We left the soccer behind, and I want to talk about some basketball, man. So if we could please get back on track.
I will say
Not hate, Danny.
Yeah, no hate.
No, this is a compliment, Steven. I'm complimenting you. This is the way that you transitioned that from topic back to topic was beautiful.
Thank
the
you,
way
Danny.
you just did that, like we were all at a campfire singing Kumbaya.
You see, that's what I want to hear. Nice statements.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. My heart is warm, and now we can talk basketball. You see how easy that is?
Yeah, it
Now
is.
getting into it. Let's talk some NBA playoffs. And what I want to bring up, my shameless plug of the week, which I didn't bring it up because I left it to segment it into right now, was Cameron Payne folding and flopping and acting like Nikola Jokic got a dagger and stabbed it into his neck.
Absolutely
And
not.
that's why Jokic was ejected. So if you guys want to give me your takes on the ejection, what happened, I got a lot to talk about. I didn't like it.
Well deserved.
Danny, hold on.
Well deserved. If you cock back your fist like that and you hit somebody, yeah, it's a well deserved ejection. If Isaac were to do that to me right now, I'd probably have the same reaction.
But like, do you kick him out of the game or do you give him the flagrant one?
Hell yeah, I'd kick you out of the game. You cock your fist and try to punch me.
I disagree.
Okay, Mr. MMA.
Straight up, like, then they could take it out outside after. But like, I don't know. I would have sat him down.
Shit, take you outside. That's what I'm gonna do, bro. We're gonna square up.
Hey,
we'll live stream it.
You're kicking the MVP out of an elimination game that, if there's no, I know it doesn't count for much, but hey, the city of Denver wants them to see at least one win, see him be competitive. Maybe Jokic could have a crazy game. I don't know. But you just don't see that. My point is you don't see that in the league. MVPs are people that, are treated like LeBron, but LeBron's on this tier. Then I guess there's like MVPs, KD, James Harden. But I feel like Jokic just doesn't get that same amount of respect from the league or officials or anything. And Cameron Payne flopped, man. he turned around, he saw big Jokic coming at him, and he's like, that's it. This guy's getting a $50,000 fine from the league. And feels his arm just brush on his nose, and that's it, bro. If he's a tough basketball player, hard-nosed basketball player, Udonis Haslem turns around, looks at Jokic in the face, and maybe gives him a little sucker punch in the gut. Who knows? And then there's a couple technicals both ways, and that's it. But if you're just laying down on the floor, acting like you're bleeding from your nose, the guy just broke your nose in 17 pieces, and they saw him cock it back a little bit. Okay, I get it, but he got all ball. If you look at it, like when he went to reach for the ball, he did swipe at his nose, but like he went for the ball. It was a basketball play. You get ejected for non-basketball plays or fouls. That's a flagrant 1, not a flagrant 2 in my book.
I agree, Steven.
Yeah. It's just soft. League is
I just feel it's the playoffs. It's an elimination game. You don't just kick out the MVP like that.
Yeah, man.
Just because he's the MVP, you don't kick him out? What if he would have just tackled somebody to the floor? Oh, we don't kick him out because he's the MVP. First of all,
it's like Steven said, is it a basketball play? Like,
he's a fake MVP is what he is. He's not the MVP. That's fake news.
Danny's crying for Stephen Curry over.
First of all, Stephen Curry would have been the MVP over Embiid. I would tell you that.
Right now, it's 76ers 92, Hawks 88. The Hawks are giving 76ers a run for their money.
I wanted the Hawks to win, man.
Yes, they are. How about, talking about giving a run for their money, Milwaukee Bucks and Brooklyn Nets at 2-2? Who would have seen that coming?
Nobody. At least not me.
Well, according to Kyrie, when you finally reach North America, you fall off the earth. So I can see this coming.
Hey, poor Kyrie's hurt, man. He's injured. Maybe he did fall off one of the corners of our continents, and got hurt. But I didn't see that coming, man. I know the Nets are hurt, and they're hurting and they're not, 100% healthy. But Milwaukee has just completely turned around from the first two games that they had.
Wait. I want to have me and Isaac deserve a very shining moment together here. And I want to tell Alex as well. It was, I believe before the playoffs started, I think it was both me and Isaac. Isaac, are you ready to celebrate here and make fun of Steven? It was me and Isaac that said that Phoenix was going to the finals. And this man said LeBron and the Lakers were going back to the finals. What a clown.
Yeah, this is our moment.
I'll
soak it in.
I'll take the heat. I'll take the heat for that one, man. I'm also kind of, a little bit of a LeBron hater myself. So I don't know, man. I'm kind of ashamed of myself for putting that much confidence in LeBron and the Lakers.
Team Petty.
Yep.
Hey, I didn't think the Suns are as good as they are, man. Just to be fair to them.
That's maybe because you didn't watch enough basketball.
Hey, did you watch Phoenix Suns basketball?
Yes, I did. TNT Tuesday nights, national TV game.
They played every Tuesday night. Phoenix Suns on TV.
No, but majority of the time they did.
No. Danny's sitting here acting like he sits around and has a VPN to watch the Phoenix Suns live broadcast. And this guy's capping. I'll give it to him. Devin Booker, CP3, DeAndre Ayton, rest of the squad, they look great.
You forgot Jay Crowder.
Devin Booker's that guy. Yeah,
the LeBron stopper.
I'm just sad about him. I'm a noted Jay Crowder lover, bro. I love that dude, and his defense, the way he played. He was a much better shooter. Reason
for not picking Phoenix?
He was a much better shooter here. I don't know. I just feel like the league always just gives it to him. It's just always LeBron's free path to the finals, and here you go. And so I'm just glad. I'm glad I was wrong on that one, to be honest. So shout out to the Phoenix Suns. I'll eat my words on that. They're playing great.
I'm just waiting for the day. Dude, this is Alex's first time on the show, and she's been right more than any of the 11 episodes that we've done, Steven. Than you and any of the 11 episodes we've ever done. Might bring her on the Plug Talk Sports team.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Replace you. I'd rather have an Everton fan here than a Manchester City fan.
Hey, me and Isaac are going out together, bro.
Whoa, what?
Whoa!
I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
Well, it's Pride Month, so.
True. It's true.
Oh, I didn't know you guys had a thing going.
Let's just keep it, behind the curtains.
Yeah, we didn't want to talk about it. So, if we could just keep it to strictly basketball, that'd be great, guys.
You guys watch any Copa America games?
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
Alex I want to hear from Alex because she just said that.
Yeah. She saw a couple. She saw all
she was
of them.
very disappointed. Like she wanted to stick forks in her eyes because she saw a couple of them.
Honestly, I've been absorbed with the Euros, but the Copa America so far, it's been typical. Colombia won, Brazil won, Argentina and Chile they drew. Messi scored because Messi. Paraguay and Bolivia are going on right now, and when I last looked, Bolivia was up 1-0, and now Paraguay is up 3-1. So this tournament's a bit crazy. It's any of these games was much more interesting than the Spain-Sweden one I saw today. But it's a good tournament.
Alex,
you had mentioned
not make me go after you.
I appreciate Spain and their technical ability, but Daniel, honestly, I was so bored watching Morata miss and then Gerard Moreno come on and him not score, and it was just I appreciate them. Like the possession stats were crazy. It was like 80 to 19, and Sweden was holding on for dear life, but Spain, they need literally anyone to score for them. Like I don't even know. How do you even solve this? It was just
Alex,
I've got no words because the game was just so.
Did you happen to see? Have you ever seen the movie called The Quiet Place?
I've heard of it. It looks good though. I'd watch it, but.
So the point in the movie is, if you make noise, there's these creatures that come and get you, And the way this conversation is going, you're making more noise. I'm gonna be that creature that comes and gets you.
Hey, if you look up Spain boring on Twitter, you'll see a bunch of tweets calling Spain, oh, they're boring, they should do more. This was great in 2012, but now they need it was just a boring game. I'm sorry, I don't know, it was boring for me. I wanted more.
Appreciate the art. You have to appreciate the art. Passing abilities belong in the Louvre.
The art.
Yeah.
The art of boring the audience to sleep. Anyway, I like Sweden, and I liked how they defended well. Hopefully Spain gets a win, but they need someone to score, basically.
You know what? I agree with you. We do need someone to score.
You can make all the passes you want, but if you don't have anybody to pass it into the net, it doesn't belong in the Louvre, Danny. So I don't know what you want, man. Spain,
and
they're
if
in
you
the
don't
mud.
if you don't have anybody that can win a Champions League trophy, then you don't belong in the final.
Here we go again, man. Here we go again. The Man City. I told you, man. Please.
I told you, I'm not letting it go until next season.
National teams.
Watch.
right.
I kid you not, Isaac. I kid you not, Isaac. They made it to the final this year. Watch. Next year, they probably won't make it out of the group.
Okay. This guy's talking about making out of the groups, and he's wearing a Spain jersey. So,
We are making out of the group.
And you tied the first game 0-0. You know, you're talking about making out of groups. You got to watch your words and where you step, mister.
It's true.
That's
Speak
fine.
for yourself.
I'll take it. You know what? At least we've won a World Cup.
Here we go. Oh, man. This guy hating soccer talk.
But look, Copa America, honestly, I think Brazil's going to win it.
Yeah.
It's easy to see that, I think.
Yeah, they have a strong team, but honestly, talk about boring. I think that tournament, I've been watching, like Alex said, I've been consumed by Euros, but that tournament in general, just even from a production standpoint, it's been boring. And there's no fans in the stadiums either.
Yeah, the lack of fans pretty much does it.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just feel like the level of play in general is more sloppy, and it's definitely tough. If there's one thing, if you want to see hard slide tackles, watch Copa America for sure.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to see,
What do you think I've been watching?
yeah, exactly. That's how Isaac watched the game, took down some notes, saw how to go for the ankle perfectly, and that's the tactics. So if you want to watch some boring soccer and passing the Louvre, you watch Mr. Spain and Danny's team. But some tough soccer. Copa America is fun to watch in the later stages of it. Definitely like semifinals, final. Of course, it's always fun to watch. But I feel like now in the group stage, you just let them do what they're gonna do. Let the big teams make it out, and then when it comes to knockout matches, that's when the big games are happening, the big matchups, and that's always more entertaining.
I do disagree with something Alex said, and I want to point it out. I think she should restructure the way she said it. She did say, well, Messi scored because it's Messi.
That's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for you to
No, that's not why he scored. He scored because it's the only thing Argentina has.
True. I mean, it was a free kick, and you expect them to score that, so.
As Roy Hudson would say, it was Messi brilliant. And 75 other verbs and nouns and words that he just throws in there. So, that's how it usually is. But it's been fun, guys. We've done a lot of soccer, a lot of Euro talk. It's been great having you on, Alex. But before I let everybody go, I want to ask the trivia question of the night, which we always ended off on. We're going to talk about some Dolphins football. Always keep it local. Haven't talked about football in a while. Who do you guys think was named as the Dolphins team MVP last season? Within the organization, they named their MVP.
Was it Ryan Fitzpatrick?
Guesses? Anybody else?
Hold on, I'm thinking. Let me think. Give me a moment here. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the Cowboys roster out of my head. I was just thinking, there's no MVPs on that roster.
The best player on the squad last season.
I'm not gonna say Tua.
What's our cornerback?
Xavier Howard. There we go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There we go, Isaac. I'm gonna give it to Isaac because he's the one that thought of it first. Danny just got the name. But yes, Xavier Howard was named the team MVP last season, led the league with 10 picks. And I saw a graphic by NFL Network that he was named as the best coverage defender last season in the entire NFL, which is nuts. So they had a bunch of like sabermetric stats of football that I had never heard about in my life, like expected catch percentage and all this stuff. Wow. And his stats are a lot better than everybody else's. And he's like first by a long shot. Like average yards of separation, like he had like 2 yards between him and the defender. I don't know, some crazy stats. And they had Jair Alexander and Fred Warner and all these great coverage linebackers and DBs out there. But Xavier Howard, man, best coverage defender in the NFL. Nasty, underrated, not talked about enough. And
he's another guy that the Dolphins have to pay very soon.
Yeah. Talking about paying guys, the Dolphins just re-signed Jerome Baker to a pretty long contract. News came out yesterday. And that's badass. I mean, the Dolphins have always, been a little weak in the linebacker room, since the days of Zach Thomas have gone and Joey Porter. I don't know if you guys remember that name. The Dolphins used to have some great linebackers. So man, it's good to see them really like putting an effort into the defense and making sure the defense is solid coming into next season.
Steven, before you close, I do want to say something towards Alex. Look, she's been really working hard. I've known her for a while. I remember when she was writing for Miami-Dade College. To see her grow.
That was a throwback.
That's dope.
It really was. Yeah, to see her grow now into Lemon City, and she's getting a lot of exposure and recognition. She does, guys, check her out. She does a great job with Inter Miami and covering them. She does a fantastic job. She gets the technical side of the game and the team really well. So if you really want to get just your knowledge and information in soccer, Alex is the place to go. Also, don't you ever enter my press box once again without letting you in. I legit the other day I mentioned the press box. Like I got the keys. My boss gave me the keys, and I see it was open already. I'm like, and then there's Alex sitting there, and she's like, "Hey," and I'm like, I was like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Hey." Hey, next time you gotta help me out because I asked her. Do you remember what was the question I asked you? What was I looking for?
It's been so long. I'm so like frazzled by like all the soccer. I can't remember honestly. I'm so sorry, but
so I entered the room and I was like, "Hey, do you know there's a printer in here?" And
yeah, like in a press box though, like
which she's in that room. She's in that room, mind you. She's in that room every other week, and she did not know there was a printer in there. I was highly disappointed.
Was there a printer in there?
There wasn't a printer in there, sadly.
Well, Danny, you should have known that too.
I did come up clutch, though. I did come up clutch for my boss, and I did find the printer somewhere in the stadium. I just had to walk a lot, but I did get what I needed.
Great job. Great job, Danny. We're all proud of you for your ability to find printers and your ability to print out papers. So, shout out to Danny.
Thank you for being you.
If not, who would get their papers on time?
Listen,
for Danny.
If you ever need to learn how to work a printer, Steven's your guy.
Damn right. I'll work, and Danny's got you with printing out the papers, so we got the whole work down packed. Don't worry, guys.
Steven knows how to teach people how to do that, and especially unplug them.
It's an insider, guys. You wouldn't understand.
You wouldn't understand.
But on that note of some weird printer talk, I appreciate Alex for joining us today. It's been great. Always some fun to talk some football and some soccer on a Monday night. Appreciate you guys always. The Plug Talk Sports team. It's been fun. It's been great. We'll see you guys next week for another episode. Peace out.
Bye, guys.